unemployed, ADHD, mid-20s, living in your parents' basement. If that's you, bro, you actually might be cooked. But like, actually, because the past 2 years I was unemployed and I was living with my parents, and I just got a job, a full-time like office job for real the past month. I just moved a month ago, and I'm officially like financially independent. I'm living with my aunt, but I'm about to move out. And I was reflecting on the time I was unemployed and how risky it is being unemployed. And I don't mean like for your resume or stuff. What I mean is like for your mental health, because here are the things that employment does for you besides just give you a paycheck. So like with employment, uh, at my old corporate job, before I quit my corporate job, I was in structure every single day. I was forced structure. If I literally didn't show up for work, I I would have to take time off, and I had to. My time was precious to me, so if I didn't really feel like it, I would just show up because I don't want to freaking waste a day of just paid time off for like nothing. And whenever you're not working, like whenever I quit my job, I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna like be productive. I'm gonna wake up early. I'm gonna plan my day. But it is not the same, bro. It is not the same versus having somebody low key like kind of just do that all for you. When you're forced into an environment where you have to like grow as a person, it's you're going to grow. But when you're like on that self improvement journey and you're unemployed, it's going to be 10 times harder. Like I the past 2 years I tried it. There's so many days where I'm like, I just don't feel like it, and I would just sleep for 12 hours. It's so much easier to do that when there's like nothing on the line. And especially if you're living with your parents, because there's no pressure for you to change. Your environment is enabling you to stay where you're at. And so if you really think about it, if you're if you can get a job, you're going to force yourself to grow as a person. Now, if you're in a like a terrible mental state, I mean a job is probably not going to help you, gang. I mean at the very least you could afford therapy or something, but like what I'm trying to say is if you're a capable human, like where you can take care of yourself enough, uh staying in the exact same environment every single day is not going to make you grow. And here's another point. So when you're in a full-time job or just any job, honestly, if you're in a job, you're more likely to be surrounded by people. And I'm going to say like when you're alone, like if you're unemployed and you're like not pressured to pay rent or anything, it's so much easier to go a full day or a couple days without talking to a single person. Like literally, when both of my parents were working, there would literally be days where I would talk to zero people. And that is not good for you mentally. Like I promise you, I know there's some people who like isolate and then they just watch podcasts about like all the people they're trying to be like. Like that works to a degree, but at the end of the day, we're humans and we like need some form of connection. Like mentally, you need that. And so when you're in an environment that forces you to do that, to interact with people, it's like sharpening a tool, bro. Because like if you're not interacting with people regularly, you're gonna have social anxiety, and then the next time you go out, you can't interact with people, and it's a detrimental. It's a skill that's like important to have as a person, and so if you're in this place, like I know it's hard. I know what it's like being there and not wanting to be there. I know the job market is hard to get a job. There's so much competition. Like trust me, bro, I know. But like play what cards you got or like change your hand. Like do what you can. I grinded for 3 months trying to get this job I'm at now, and I like legitimately grinded like every day. I was editing resumes, putting applications out. And so and you don't have to put huge expectations on yourself. Just depending on where you're at, take one more step. Like if you can't even like, if you don't even know where to start, like just break it down. Ask ChatGPT, bro. Just break all of the steps down. That's I use so much ChatGPT. It helps a lot, and that's the big thing with ADHD. If you don't know like what you're doing, it's a lot harder to break stuff down. So anyways, hope this helps y'all. Peace.